See? Come on, little closer, baby. Okay, all right. Daryl, you gotta get Marsha up here. You don't got your wife in check, brother? 31 years, you don't have her in check? Get up here, Marsha. I'm going to tell a story about you and Marsha. Huh? All right, all right. Good afternoon, everybody. DJ. Very quickly, my name is Bruce Harrell, class of 1976, like most of you. 1976. So I'm just going to speak very briefly, and I'm going to introduce Pastor Witherspoon, who's going to join me as well. But if I can't have your attention just for a moment. You know, I was really hoping that my two kids were here, because the reason I made sure they were here, because you know how kids are, they didn't want to come with me, is because my daughter, who's a sophomore right now, and my son, who's a senior, who just graduated, I wanted to impress upon them the importance, the beauty, the permanence of friendship. Yeah. Okay? For me, that's what the class of 1976 means to me. It's these bonds that no one could ever take from us, right? So a few housekeeping items I want to do first. First of all, the organizers of this event, we love you so much for doing this. And so, the organizers, I know a few of you, will you raise your hand? And I bet you there wasn't a man involved. All sisters like that. I guarantee you that. All sisters.
Yeah, but we got the brothers of bankrolling.
All right. I learned early in my political career, if you want to get it done, you go to the sisters. I understood that loudly and clearly. You know, as we continue to walk through life together, what's happening to us, and I'm going to call out a few of you, like Alicia Leah Fouet, we know she just lost her mother a few days. I don't know if you knew that. And that's what's happening to us, right? We're losing our mothers, we've lost many of our grandparents, our fathers. We know Ernie Buchanan just lost his mother a few weeks ago. This is, and many of you know the losses many of us have shared. I mean, I was always one of three Harrells: Keith Harrell, Clayton Harrell, and Bruce Harrell. So the last one standing. And so I tell you, when I look at the people in front of me, I got to tell you, when I turned 50, I hope I look as good as many of you when I hit that 5-0 mark. I started school a little earlier than you. and when you turn this age, you start asking questions about how's your blood pressure, brother, and what's your cholesterol count, brother. How's that CPAP air machine? I know you didn't want to talk about that CPAP machine. I call y'all out. This is stuff we're starting to go through in life. The blood pressure, I'll tell you more about hydrochlorothiazide, lisinopril, losartan. I know all those drugs. People say, man, you look good, Bruce, you're all physically fit. They don't know how hard it is to look like this. Man. But I'll tell you, in all seriousness, the Garfield class of 1976 was a very, very special group. And a lot of people don't know that my mother and father went to Garfield, and I lost my dad, but my mother, they still celebrate what they're doing. When I see someone like Deanna Hampton, who looks beautiful, by the way. Okay. Give me a little secret. When I see someone like that I know is my age, I'm 53, you 53, 54. If I see someone that's beautiful and as fine as Jen's 53, I start feeling good about myself. Right? But I have to admit, I'm not going to call this one person out. I saw one person at Costco who was in our class. Actually, they were one class in front of us. And I said, Lord have mercy, am I that old too? Lordy. I mean, the years hadn't been kind to that person, okay? And then so I'm catching up. So my kids saw me hug this person, we're catching up. And my kids said, did she go to school with Grandma? I said, no, she wasn't here in front of me. So I say all that to say this, that when I see you all, and I say, they look so good, you look so good, that we've been so blessed, that I say, you make me feel good about myself. I feel good about who I see, the people I've loved, people who we're going through these changes together with. So I'm going to turn it over to Reggie, and I made it very, very clear that, Reggie's someone I've known since we were about 12 years old, 11, 12 years old. And I will tell you that it's sort of funny that you see some of these preachers now, and I don't mean to offend any that are here, but you see them and you're saying, how's that brother preacher, man? I know this guy was out there slinging all that dope, right? My Lord. Reggie has always been my spiritual advisor. Reggie has always been a person to keep me in check. And I'm so proud of Reggie. And what's happening in the city, I believe, as I go into politics and continue my political career, is that we have a spiritual decay in this city. A spiritual decay. I mean, we didn't grow up with guns flying around Catfish Corner and all this nonsense going on, right? And I got to tell you, you go to Garfield now, it's like two Garfields, right? Yeah. We didn't have it like that. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to be our spiritual leaders in this city, I believe, our spiritual leaders that will create the healing, okay? One of the things I'm passionate about is making it affordable to live in Seattle. I mean, they're trying to squeeze most of us out right now, so everyone lives in Kent and Federal Way and Renton and everything else. So if you look at the policies in the city, man, we got to fight, and it starts off with our spiritual leaders. So I want to say to the organizers, please, please, please keep this going. We'll make sure next year we have the same group and more. What a beautiful day! I could call out a few more of you. This group and more. Thank you so much, Reggie. And I know most of y'all didn't go to church this morning. I know most of you did, so we're going to bring church to you. There's some soul saving that needs to go on around here.
Just didn't go to church, I'm going to preach or something. No, not really. Bruce is going to be the next mayor of Seattle, so we're excited about
Next
that.
president of the United States.
We can boast that we know him, and I'm probably the one guy who can keep him from being mayor. I know some stuff about Bruce. He and I go way back to 12 years old. But it is good to be here, you guys. It really is. We are an interesting class. We didn't have a prom. Didn't have a 10-year reunion. Didn't have a 20-year reunion. But after 35 years, some of you lovely ladies got the notion to bring us all together. And, we've all gone in various different directions and traveling, and our schedules are really crazy. But I love this class so much until I always make myself available to come and see you all. And I'm proud to be a part of you. I remember walking the halls of Garfield and playing baseball and just all the things we did back when high school was exciting and fun. I don't know about you, but my 4 years at Garfield were 4 of the most exciting years of my life to date. And our world has changed dramatically. Now we are parents and grandparents, and we're bringing up our kids and our grandkids and trying to help them to cope with, as Bruce was saying. If you remember back it's interesting, in the 70s when we entered Garfield, it was a little bit rough at Garfield. It was a little bit rugged. I remember I'm the first one. I had 3 siblings older than me, and they went to Franklin. And Rainier Beach, but I don't know what got in there. But my mother was reluctant to allow me to go to Garfield because things were a little different there. And I'm so glad I did. She allowed me to go. I mean, it helped me in so many ways to be ready for this world. And we never knew in high school who would be what. I can tell you without equivocation, I never, in my wildest dream in high school, thought I'd be preaching. I wanted to be a businessman, but I can just tell you all not to forget, and I won't preach, but don't forget, we are here because God is good to all of us. Well, that's for real. Let's not forget that. He's good to all of us, and this fellowship is good. We should stay connected. And again, I agree with Bruce. Hopefully next year we can do it even bigger, bring more people out. Let's continue to stay connected. If we can help one another. My dear sister was telling me that she just lost her mother. I know about that. 2 years ago I lost my mother. It's got to be the most painful time my life has ever experienced. And people said you get over it. I'm not sure you get over losing your mother. I think you just kind of learn to live with it. And so when we were in high school, we didn't think along the terms of losing people and burying and those kinds of things. So life is transitioning. And we just need to stay happy. I think there are keys to longevity. Stay happy. Don't sweat the small stuff. You know, don't sweat the small stuff. Just do all you can to take care of yourself so you can be around for your grandkids, and continue to stay connected. Garfield is still the greatest school in the state, and I'm excited. I look at some of you younger guys. I look at Roydell Smiley out there, and you know, I've been comparing for years the Garfield teams in the 90s and the 2000s, and I'm like, man, y'all should have been around in the 70s. We had the 5 or 6 guys that went D1. It was just a great time in all of our lives. So remember to support one another, just stay connected, continue to be encouraged, and you know, don't take life too heavily. But we have to be very proactive because our world is changing, it's transitioning. It's crazy out there, you guys. It really, really is. And I think it takes people like us handing things down to our kids and grandkids. I learned how to break some cycles. I think all of us grew up with certain cycles in our family that probably were not very good. Am I right about it? You know, certain things that, like, I got that from my daddy, I got that from my grandfather. And I made a decision that when I got married and started having kids, that I was going to break some cycles. I was going to allow some things to stop and not be passed on to my kids. And what that meant was I had to tell them things about me I didn't want them to know. But it was a part of the maturation process for them. So let's continue dialoguing with our kids and grandkids, and let's teach them to love in a world that seems to have forgotten that wonderful art of love. It's just good to be with you guys. Thank you so much. And just keep on playing that 70s music, and we got a good deal going here.
Thank you, Pastor Witherspoon. So to these organizers, Adam and Joyce, please come here for a second. Please. Hurry, 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 hustle. Come on now, Harrell's hustle. Let's go, let's go!
Taskmaster.
So, these are examples. Now, this is the funny thing is, this is Adam who's 18 and Joyce who's 15. So this is how old we were when we met. This is how old we were when we met. And I tell Joyce, who's at, Lord have mercy, she's at Cleveland High School.
That's all right. We still love you. We still love you.
Cleveland, it's amazing here.
It's all right.
Third in the state of basketball, she plays on varsity basketball. I tell Joyce to look around at her friends. She has 2 friends visiting from Alaska right now, these 2 sisters. Raise your hands, sisters. 2 sisters from Alaska, they are on a basketball team. I tell Joyce, I say, and I told Adam this as well, that look around at the people that really matter to you right now, and I guarantee you they'll be with you through weddings, through death, through baptisms, ups, downs, but if they're good folks, you'll keep a bond to them.